Hi, Tando. It's very late over here. It's 11 or 23:25. Um, Still want to say I'm very, very proud of you. And, when I think back to the children I had, if I can say 300 children out of a school of 1,200. And yes, I made many mistakes and I failed many times. And I didn't, how can I say, I wasn't enough. But if I die tomorrow, I hope that you kids will know that I loved you with all my heart, with everything in me. And as I say on Facebook all the time, to all the groups to which I belong, I'm not going to burden you with what I've been through since I've been here. But the sacrifice to come here has been too much. A human has hurt me more than I thought I could ever be hurt. And you know me and my cats, you kids and my cats were my be all and end all. And losing some of them has been very, very traumatic. So I know what's important in the end. It's making a difference and knowing that if I go tomorrow, if I make one difference, if one child felt more loved when I met them than when I left them, then I made a difference. Then my life meant something. So I'm very, 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 very proud of you. And I see I'm sorry, I still call you children. Many of the children have children of their own. And yes, I know I'm not a real go-go, and it's been years since I've seen you guys and girls. But if I can be a go-go in spirit, and yeah, technology over here, unfortunately, everything runs on apps and on, when I log into my my bank app, say standard bank app, it's all via, you can do it with your fingerprint. And everything is so dehumanized. And I miss that about Africa. I miss that about our people, all our people. I don't think I need to tell you that. I don't care whether someone's Muslim or Christian or gay or straight or black or white or whatever. My people are my people. In any case, like you said, yes, artificial intelligence is taking over. And unfortunately, it's not for the best, because if you had to come here, you would be shocked at how few people actually give a damn. I mean, you could fall over on the street dead and people would just walk over you. Last year I had a punctured tire and I was in a parking lot, like say for example Blue Route parking lot, for example. back home, 10 people would try and say, right, let's help you, put your spare on. Over here, I waited 1.5 hours and not a single person who passed me, and over 100 people passed me because I counted how many people were going past me in groups, like groups of 5 or 10 or whatever. And not one of them stopped to ask me if I was okay and if I needed help. And I had to wait an hour and a half for my insurance, Whereas back home, like first for women, they're there within 5 minutes and with a bodyguard, you know. But in any case, let me stop babbling. I remember, and I still do, children saying, Miss, please, your voice notes, please. Less than 10 minutes, then please try for less than 5. So sorry, this is not less than 5. But I love you lots. And whatever happens, if tomorrow I walk and I go about my day and I get run over by a bus because they drive as badly as we do back home, at least there I can fluke them in 12 official languages, now also in sign language. Please just remember, I love you guys. Look after yourselves and lots of love. Mwah. Bye. Oh my Lord, what a cute foot. I can imagine how cute the rest of her is. That is so sweet. I cannot. What meow? Sorry, one of my cats. Sorry, it's just like, it's like talking to children. They meow, and I say, "Now, what's wrong with you? What do you want?" As if they can answer me. But kids can answer. Anyway, I can't believe that, so many of the children I taught are now parents themselves. Now I feel really old. But oh wow, it's so wonderful seeing the families growing and the children, and it's just wow. Yeah, it's just wonderful. Anyway, and to hear that, that's all children need and want, is to be loved. And I think I said it, I'm not sure to how many classes I said, but I'm not a fan of Oprah, but she said all people actually want in life is to be seen. I see you, I acknowledge you, I see that you are here and that you need, you know, we need to be acknowledged, not ignored. So, yeah, I just, I hope that that's what I did for, you know, all the youngsters, just to see them, or just to acknowledge and love. So I hope I did something right in my life. Anyway, just yeah, keep loving, just keep loving, and big kisses from me to her, and big hugs, and look after yourself. Lots of love. Bye. Hey, kiddo. And yes, I know you're not a kiddo anymore, but remember what I said to you. If you remember, forever and always,
And that meant that I would love you guys forever and always, and you would always be my children. Um, and I'm glad that something I posted resonated with you. Sorry, one of my cats is headbutting me. Hey, Rango, hello, my boy. I'm talking to one of my other kids, my human kids. Um, I don't know if you remember the movie Rango with as the chameleon with Johnny Depp as the voice. But you know whatever happens, just remember that this weird white mulungu person loved you all with everything in her, and that I'm so proud of you guys. And I mean, I look at you on Facebook, I look at all of you on Facebook, and I think those are my children, not from birth, but those are my children, and I love you with everything in me, and I always, always, always will. So never, ever, ever forget that. And I still remember when I did this to a few of the other to the girls anyway. They miss that, really, that is so like 2017. But if I can do it now, mwah, you know, I'm putting my hands to my mouth and I'm sending you love from across 12,000 kilometers away. And I'm so proud of you. All my love, always.
Hi, ma'am. I hope you're doing good. I've been meaning to talk about this, especially like the heartfelt messages you have been sending me. So I'm quite sure you've been taking notice of my status updates. I've been having my podcast, which is like my personal journey through the concrete jungle. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to compilate every voice note that you've sent to me, just for me to put it on my show, if you don't mind, because I realize how important what you were doing for us back when we were in high school, and how even now as adults we're no longer kids now, we've actually grown, and how you still are there, always making sure that you're wishing us the best in terms of the challenges that we face. um, I can relate a lot about the conversation that I had firstly on WhatsApp when I disclosed to you how this adult thing is actually quite hard. And in a sense, as our Mlungu Gogo, you were telling us all the time that, guys, life is going to be hard, especially when you get older. And I'm starting to feel the brunt of it. And this is also one of the reasons why I started my podcast, is just to find myself in a position where I can be able to share my experiences, inspire others, for them to also realize that they are not alone in this fight. Because we start to see as we grow older how important it is for us to keep those good values that we were taught, especially by our teachers. Because in many instances, some of the teachers we had, they were always, sometimes they would put aside what school required and actually do like some sort of a prep in terms of like, guys, it's going to be like this, eventually you'll finish school, this is the harsh reality you're going to be faced with, but I hope you can be strong. I hope that we make you proud as well, because to me your influence, even though you are over 1,000 miles away back in Britain, but in the things you were doing for us and preparing for us, also still in our adulthood, it actually does matter. So if I could have your permission, I can compilate all those voice notes, put it on my show, and have a place for them to live, because that is so important for me to preserve such influences of your nature, because it does matter what you did for us. It still does, and yeah, I want to be able to, in a sense, treasure those moments. The fact that you're still reaching out to us, but like you said, in this world, people don't care about one another so often, and I think that's part of the reasons why you miss being in Africa. Because one of the things that actually hit me in one of the voice notes you made was you indicated to me how in Britain people don't really care about one another. Someone could be falling off the streets and people wouldn't care. They would walk about towards their day. So just for me to preserve that ubuntu-ness that you find here in Africa, especially amongst our people, and for you to teach us that not to see color but instead see humanity, because in the eyes of the creator we are all a human race. He doesn't see color, he doesn't see black, he doesn't see white, and all those things. And in a sense we need to also move forward about where we are right now as a people. The world is getting more crueler and crueler as we grow, and instead we should preserve those amazing things that you taught us, that have humanity, have the power to help someone else. You might not have much, but that doesn't take you away from helping the next person, because to me you don't know who someone else can become. So make sure that you are placing yourself in that position where you're helping as much as people as I can. And that's the intent that I want to do with the content that I'm making and the podcast I'm doing. I just want my daughter to have a father that she can be proud of, learn good values, because I see that not having my father in my life has actually impacted me in terms of how I have an outlook towards life. But as an adult, I took the responsibility just to make sure that I seek the things that will make me better. It's like the older we get, the more we should be careful about our choices. It's not about what happened to us, it's about what we do about what happens to us. So, those are the key values that I want to think about and, most importantly, preserve. Those are also one of the things that my late mother taught me, is that you shouldn't back down from helping the next person, because inherently we human beings are very good, we are treasured, we're full of love, but it's just about what we choose to entertain. Because the more we become selfish, the more we box ourselves, the more when things go wrong for us, we're going to seek out other people's help. And just on a last note, I've realized the importance of who you keep around. I have this thing I took from one of my most inspiring motivational speakers, and that's Les Brown. And he talks about OQP. OQP means only quality people. The people that you should always keep in your inner circle are people that are supposed to see and demand better out of you. And I found that you can't build around jealousy. And the biggest enemy sometimes could be ourselves, because we don't see ourselves being that person deserving of everything that we seek for ourselves. So to live that life as uniquely as possible, because now the most important thing is that the people I have in my life are contributors. I always need to ask myself, what am I becoming because of this person? If I'm not becoming better, then I don't know what that person is doing in my life. So I can count on one hand the people that are actually in my life that have a significance and impact. They encourage me to continue to do what I do. They acknowledge all the good things that I'm doing for them, but they also encourage me to do that for others as well. They always encourage me to remain in love, because that is the strongest force that we have upon this earth. I know this might be a bit long, but it's that contribution that I would like from you, for me to uh, do a compilation of all those voice notes, like I said, so that I can have them live on my show. because you are reaching out to me. And it's so amazing that you are in Europe and I'm still here in Africa, and yet your love, your care, your kindness still echoes even a million miles away. I'm so proud of your cats as well. I know how important your babies are to you, and us as your kids. We still appreciate you. Sometimes we might not be even in a position to communicate that with you, but I just want to tell you how thankful I am for those words, because they do mean a lot. So that's one of the things that I always want to treasure as well, making sure that any word that I want to be said, I make you aware of that, because I've seen the importance of leaving those words unsaid. With my late mother, it took me a while for me to actually embrace that this woman might be gone one day. But physically, I'm sad I lost her, but spiritually, I'm glad because she still exists. I see her in my daughter as well, and she's also one of the fundamental pushes. Like, I want to make sure that I build a sustainable life, not just for myself, but for the next generation. Like, the next generation of my family doesn't need to go through what I went through. I went through struggle, but then already that is one thing that gets me up in the morning to say, I'm building a better future, not just for me, but I'm also building a future that is going to be better for the next generation, so that my kid will be in my position. She will have twice as much as I have, because from an early age I'm teaching her the power of presence. So every event is so important to me, from the first walk, her first time going to creche. She's going to be going to school very soon. She's going to be a teenager by the next time we blink, because like you said, you guys were in uniform at one point and now all of a sudden you have kids of your own. Just shows how quickly life can go, just in a blink of an eye. So we only have as much time available. So we need to pounce on that, use it to our advantage. But I'd like you to get back to me fundamentally about those voice notes. I want you to keep on reaching out to each and every one of them. They might not answer you back, but trust me, they see that, and sometimes you never know what you have until it's gone. And in an instance, you always think, oh, it's not going to be there. But trust me, it will, and I do highly appreciate you as a person. I hope you're doing good. I'm so sorry about England losing the final. I know how important soccer is in your country, and the whole nation was really rallying behind the national team, and seeing them choke once again on a final, to me it's more like a lesson that shouldn't deter you from trying again up until you do become champions. But I'm proud of the communication that we've kept, regardless of the distance. Highly appreciative.
Sorry, I was texting as I was listening instead of stopping and voice noting. But very, very true. You can count on the fingers of one hand, the number of decent people you have in your life. And that means you're blessed, because it's quality over quantity. Well, with everything, like food, whatever. Sorry, I just climbed the stairs and I'm very unfit. Sorry. So yeah, that is very true. And again, there are so few genuine people. It's actually, a bit scary. But yeah, don't worry about long voice notes. When I was in school, and the children who had my WhatsApp, they would always say to me, "Miss, your voice notes, please." Miss, please. They're 15 minutes long. 15. Please, try for 10, and then please try for 5. So don't worry, I'm known for my very long voice notes. So don't worry. It's a great pleasure hearing you speak, and the wisdom with which you speak. I just wish there were more people like you in the world, deep thinkers, and, almost like being a philosopher and thinking about others and the greater, not inspiration, but the greater picture, the bigger picture. There we go. So, yeah, I'm very grateful. Sorry, by very grateful, I mean I'm grateful to know that there are, for me, sorry, you you kids are still youngsters. So to know that there are young people like you around, I'm very grateful. Okay, I'll carry on listening. I know how busy everybody is, and you say sometimes, there's no time, etc., to communicate whatever you feel. That's okay. I mean, life is hectically busy, and, everyone's frantically running around. I call it like a hamster on a wheel. It's like we on this wheel to nowhere, this running around over and over and over the same things over and over again. But in any case, so yeah, I'm just grateful that after all these years, not, I mean, I had 300 pupils over how many classes did I have? 8, I think. So I'm just grateful that I'm still in touch with, a few, not a few, quite many, from all the grades I had. And that I made some sort of difference with all the mistakes I made. Hopefully I made some sort of tiny, tiny, tiny difference, So, yeah. Okay, I'll carry on listening.